If you live in Tampa Bay, the question isn't if you'll face mold, but when and what kind. In fact, over half of all homes in the Tampa Bay area will experience a mold problem at some point. This isn't a small issue. Florida consistently ranks as one of the most mold-prone states in the nation. The scale is massive. In 1 year, mold was behind over 264,000 home insurance claims in the state. We will show you the main culprits, why your home is a target, and where they are most likely hiding. The primary reason for Tampa's widespread mold issue comes down to one simple, inescapable factor: the humidity. Mold doesn't need a flood to take hold. It only requires moisture in the air. The critical number is 60% relative humidity. In Tampa Bay, humidity levels don't just hit that mark. They often stay between 60% and 90% for most of the year. Combine that constant moisture with an average temperature above 72 degrees, and you have a perfect year-round breeding ground. This climate risk is then made worse by poor ventilation in areas like bathrooms, creating a constant supply of moisture. So the environment is perfect for growth. But how fast does this problem actually develop? The answer is startling. Once any surface gets wet, a clock starts ticking. Mold can begin to grow in as little as 24 to 48 hours. And it doesn't care if your house is spotless. Mold growth is triggered by moisture, not by dirt. That small leak under the sink? Or a window left open in the rain? That is all it takes for a colony to start. If it grows that fast, it should be easy to see, shouldn't it? That's incorrect. You're about to see where the real problem hides. Meet the big three you're most likely to find: Aspergillus, Penicillium, and Cladosporium. They are Florida's workhorse molds. You'll also find Alternaria, a major allergen. Check for it in damp, dim spots like under sinks and near window frames. But the number one hidden spot for these common molds is your HVAC system. Aspergillus in particular thrives in air ducts. Once inside your ventilation, the system becomes a super spreader, pushing spores into every single room of your house. This is why you can have a serious issue without seeing a spot. The only early warning is often a persistent, musty smell. But the common varieties are not the only threat. Some of Tampa's frequent intruders are far more dangerous. This is Stachybotrys chartarum, widely known as toxic black mold. Finding this is a major red flag for any property. It needs constant moisture to live, so its presence almost always indicates a serious, long-term water leak, not just humidity. Another toxic threat is acrimonium. It's often found on HVAC cooling coils and drain pans, releasing mycotoxins into your air. While some types are more hazardous, the official advice is clear. The Florida Department of Health says all indoor mold requires removal. So we have the climate, fast-growing molds, and hidden toxic threats. How do these factors combine to create the perfect storm? Recall the year-round humidity? That means the 24-hour countdown for mold growth can begin at any moment, from any moisture source. Because growth is so fast, a minor leak can infest your HVAC system before you even know the leak exists, contaminating the whole house. That unnoticed condensation or hidden leak creates the chronic dampness needed for toxic molds like Stachybotrys to appear. It's a chain reaction. Tampa's air provides the fuel. A little moisture is the spark, and your home systems spread it everywhere. Understanding this chain reaction is the only way to break it. So what is the most effective action you can take right now? First, know what is ineffective. Bleach is not the answer for porous materials like drywall. It only cleans the surface. The single most effective preventative strategy is moisture control. You cannot change the weather outside, but you can manage the climate inside. Your goal should be to keep indoor humidity between 40 and 50%. A dehumidifier is not a luxury. it's a necessity. In Tampa Bay, managing mold isn't a one-time repair. It is constant vigilance. Know the signs and control your home's moisture.